here, and I'll tell you what, I'm with Wayne and Suzanne Flint. They're restaurant owners, and it's real close to the post office here in Mayfield. Suzanne, Wayne, thank you guys for joining us. I know it's just so overwhelming. You guys, have you been out here the past couple of days? A few of your chairs, it looks like from the restaurant. What was the name of the restaurant, and what did you guys serve?
It was a Cars Barn. It's named after my family.
And it's been in your family for how long?
75 years.
And so you guys were here in Mayfield during the storm itself?
We were.
Whereabouts do you live?
We live probably a mile away.
Okay, on the south side? How's your house this
It's,
morning?
it's okay. I mean, there's limbs and trees, but the house is okay.
Are you guys without power?
No power, no water.
So when you came here to assess it, did you see it yesterday, or is
No,
this?
we came that night. We drove and parked about 3 blocks away and then walked the rest. And then
It was like
he and his brother
a
came
war
and saw it.
zone. I mean, when we got there were still the wires across the roads and transformers blowing up. I mean, 10 minutes later we was here, because the wind was still blowing. And I just couldn't believe it, I've been here my whole life, and I didn't know where anything was, And we're probably like countless others. There's not enough insurance to do what's got to be done. So my wife started a GoFundMe page. I don't even know what that means. Nobody's ever helped me do anything. It's like this building here today. We're going to start dismantling this, and I don't know who's got any to say so, but I'll have a building going up here by Wednesday unless somebody tells me I can't,
Yeah.
But I don't see the reason I can't. We got to make a living. There's no money nowhere right now. So.
And without power, I mean, where have you guys been? You guys have a place to stay, or are you still staying at your house?
We're still at the house.
Are you? You have a generator or anything,
no,
or
not
just
yet.
dealing
Not
with-
yet.
It was really cold.
How was the night?
It was cold. last
Really
night.
cold this morning.
We've got 2 dogs we cuddled up with, so
We'll have a generator today, but I know there's thousands of people here that don't have a generator. And I feel so sorry for them because they don't have a home. I had a boy used to work for me yesterday, and we run into him in Paducah, and we had to go to Paducah and try to get a few things. And he said, "Boss," he said, "I lost my whole house." He's got 6 kids. What's he gonna do? And there's thousands of them like that. But what do we do? And I know this FEMA or whatever. All I've seen is people here that's willing to help, yes, from everywhere. But these people need somewhere to stay, and I don't understand what we're going to do about that.
Especially with the storm that's happened, like in the month of December. We have these cold temperatures. This weather isn't uncommon this time of year, right?
No,
You
I mean,
guys
here
drop.
lately it's not been.
Yeah. It's just been. It was so warm ahead of those storms
Yeah.
that moved through. I mean, your thoughts when you see the restaurant. It's been in the family. Is it your family?
Yeah, it was my grandparents. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know if I'm taking it well or just in shock because, I mean, that was the first thing I needed to do was check on the restaurant. And I guess I cry if I talk about it, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I know we'll rebuild, but there's so many memories here. My whole family's worked here, and so many of them have already passed. So, I lost a lot of part of my history.
I know it's hard. It's hard to take in. The city will come back.
We will.
The-
Oh, yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
This devastation is unlike
Well,
anything
we had the
I've
ice
seen.
storm, 12,
Couple
15 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was bad enough. I mean, that was like an apocalypse. But this is so much
To me,
worse.
this is worse because you knew when the ice storm was over with and the power lines were put back, you were good.
Everything was
Your
back
house
to
was
normal.
still there. You might have had to put shingles on it. But with this, there's
Everything's
nothing
gone.
here. There's nothing to fix. You can't fix these buildings. They could take a bulldozer 150 foot wide and start on that end of town, and they're not going to be pushing down nothing that don't need it. And that's what I don't. How are we going to rebuild all of this? I mean, you're talking year. I probably won't even be alive. I mean, hell, you can't fix all this stuff in a matter of 2 or 3 or 4 years.
And even trees, replanting
Yeah,
the trees and stuff, the damage is incredible. I mean, when you guys came in here initially, the roads were all covered, I presume.
Oh yeah. I mean, you couldn't even walk through here. I mean, we had to
Yeah,
tippy
well,
toe.
all I had was my flashlight on my phone, and we were just jumping over power lines and
mean,
concrete blocks and trees.
There was metal still flying. I mean, there's just evidently it had just gotten. Well, my brother and I run through this tornado coming home from up the road watching the basketball game. I watched 2 18-wheelers right in front of me flip over, and I felt my truck come up off the ground. I told my brother, I said, "Well, this is it. We're going to die right here on this road." And thank the Lord, it's like it just quit. And I run off the side of the road, and spun around, went up the 4-lane wrong to check on these truck drivers, and they were both cut up and bruised up, but then they were going to be okay. And so we called the ambulance, and then I wanted to get home to her. He wanted to get home to his family, and getting home was, I've never seen nothing like it. It's like an obstacle course. But when we finally got to where we could come up here, I said, oh, Lord. His truck, which is right there on that pole, he had parked beside the building, or on the other side, and ride with me. And when we come around this corner, once we get around here, his truck was out in the middle of the road sitting just like that.
Yeah.
So,
That's how it was sitting.
yeah, just like that. Yeah.
I was wondering if that was because of the plows that had come through already beginning, but
No,
that's
it
how that storm, my
You know,
word.
2 or 3 people
just
this morning said, it's really great that you have American flags sitting out here. They said, but look above it. And if you look, it's a cross,
Like a cross.
you know. And you know, that's what people are,
have to keep that faith.
yeah. I mean, that flag being there is drawing more attention than if you laid $1 million out there, I think, you know. Because you got to believe, and that's all we can do is just believe and work, you know.
It's the faith that really will help people persevere and get through this. Wayne, Suzanne, I'm so sorry about the restaurant. I appreciate you guys talking to us this morning. I mean, to put it into perspective, I'm glad that you're safe.
Oh yeah, we're good.
I mean, you're driving during this storm, my word, you know.
I've never been scared in my life.
Yeah.
But buddy, when I felt that truck raise up, I told my brother, I said, it's over. We're done. And for some reason, it just laid down just enough. They was still windy, but not that where it was blowing me all over and up and down. And I felt so bad about them truck drivers because I could see them right in front of me. They were trying to get somewhere, but there's nowhere to hide, you know. And that wind coming across there, it had to be, I don't know what a F4, F5 is, but and you start picking them big trucks up and flipping them over in a regular heavy pickup truck and raising it up and down, them some high winds.
That's something else, you know, especially with that crosswind. Well, appreciate you guys talking
sir.
this
Thank
morning,
y'all.
very
Come
much
back
so.
here in a year and we'll have you that bracket.
You know what? I believe it. I see the bar stools. There's going to be stuff
There'll
to
be
salvage.
something
Yeah, there will
Give me
be.
a little while to build it back, though.
There you go. Thank you guys for
Thank you. Y'all be
talking.
careful.
All right. Yeah, and Craig and Amy, we'll send it back to you. The type of people who live here in Kentucky, just resilient, a little shocked, you know, overwhelmed by everything, and you can imagine even dealing with the trauma that came when the storm moved through, and then you factor in the livelihood, you know, how they get by and make a living here with this diner just behind us, completely in shambles. They have a few chairs out here that they can sit and assess, but just another story here in Mayfield, Kentucky. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.